Welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back, welcome back. So I wrote this in my late 20s. We need both sides of the brain, both sides of your needs to see the real world. We need to rebuild our old needs. This is where it all begins. It starts all within. Faced a million at birth to make it out my father's skin. Learned it's hard to win, but don't let up now. 1,000,001 at birth. Keep your head up proud. Fighting a million plans to keep us down. Activating the old flower. Soul power. Can he hear me now? They don't know us now. We bring it to life. Creation is only putting a matter to mind and bringing that straight to the light. They tried hating. My vibration tried waiting. The world, the matter moves slow. So I tried phasing. So by God and by Satan, I'm the only one that can get on this train to my station. Cause I could feel the difference in the right and the wrong. But I seen good that can come from the light and the wrong. Took all of that evil in that light, the evil in my life, and I healed people with my sight. With all of my might. I thank God that I'm still here, but my power grows stronger, cause evil instills fear. It's no wonder I'm still here, living the fight for the battle. Pac fought wars from a wheelchair, not in the mind, but in your heart. Love is still there, cause we all make life real. That's why we're still here. There's a difference between fighting a cause or fighting just cause. Pause. Look in your mind, we above the floors, above time, spirit go above the laws, ready for the world ring. And his king, gloves is off, no love is lost. Why y'all plotting my death, getting gotten, rotten in flesh, trying to watch my steps while you watching the best? Alpha and Omega, yin and the yang, left and right side of my brain. Cause the left and right side reflecting the same thing. No good, no bad, different sides. All aligned on the same plane. Many down to fight and up to ride. I witnessed. But how many of you are down to ask for forgiveness?
Will return in due season. He'll reign for 1,000 years and we'll be leaving. How long before the vengeance and the judgment?
The roasting of Drake.
The
Saiyans have spoken.
A crown in white.
No matter what you do, there's no coming back from this.
The Lamb of vengeance, the souls of those beheaded. This seal of God.
Drake is the biggest fraud of our generation. And I don't even like saying that. I mean, I've been a semi-passive Drake fan since 2009. But since
Me too.
this Kendrick beef started, I've been going back and looking at not only Drake the artist, but Drake the person, and things are a lot worse than I could have imagined. I've
Fair use.
been going down this rabbit hole for weeks now, and I have found some dark shit. So let's get started.
Man's never been in marquee when it's shut down, eh? Trust me, daddy.
The sad truth I've realized is that Drake is the #1 artist in a culture that he doesn't understand and has no interest in trying to understand. The truth is,
Trust me, daddy.
the sad truth I've realized is that Drake is the #1 artist in a culture that he doesn't understand and has no interest in trying to understand. The truth is, Aubrey Graham is the polar opposite of the street rappers that he associates himself with. He is a Canadian child actor that was raised by a white Jewish woman. He is not whatever 21 Savage's childhood was. I'm assuming it was rough.
It's really been my whole life, really, since I was born, you know what I'm saying? I've been involved with the street.
And as a fellow suburban, I am the last person that's going to try to shame somebody for having a childhood like that. But
I appreciate that, brother. Really do. See, people, there's a level in reality that people gotta come to. I didn't want to do this to him again, but one,
I ran into a young guy and a older black guy. And they both agreed that Drake won. And I broke down the logistics of reality. If you don't write your own shit, if you get caught writing your own shit, if you openly admit people won against you, how the fuck does your fans say these people won? This shit is crazy. That's how I know I live in bizarro world. When you can watch a man say someone openly, no one believes in their fucking mind Pusha T beat Drake. Not one of his fans. But Drake said, yeah, he beat me. I couldn't say anything more better than that. He exposed me. It's on camera. For fucking crying out loud. What's wrong with people? Oh yeah, I forgot. We're in bizarro world.
When you put on 15 chains and a pair of Timbs to go shoot the worst behavior video so you can look tough and use a black kid as your poverty prop, I have to make fun of you, I'm sorry. It's so obvious.
I wonder why my father made me use your song all these months, all the last year, the beginning of my season. I wonder why. Oh yeah, because it was an actual really good song. And, you know, did you write it? I don't know. Maybe you did.
That this is just a cornball who's paying for street cred, because we've all been reminded that this is who Drake really is.
Well, I'm more tired than you. You didn't get your sandwich.
Yo.
Let's talk about it?
No. Not here. I didn't get my sandwich. I was looking forward to a nice tuna sandwich on a bagel.
Tuna? I did eat tuna.
I clearly said, hey, can you please get me a tuna sandwich?
Tuna sandwich on the bagel.
Oh, okay.
Hey, yo, bro, stop hating on the tuna sandwiches on the bagel, nigga. I be eating that shit every day. Yo, Drake, real talk, dog. I understand the taste buds, dog. I'm not hating at all, dog. I literally eat tuna sandwiches on a bagel every day. Everything bagel. That shit is super slim. Y'all don't know what y'all missing. Everybody likes fucking food, and some people have weird things. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, I know there's no way in a million years I could play this video of showing this man in the way he lived. I already got copyrighted, flagged, all types of shit. And to prove it, someone that I put in one of my last videos, they got rocked out for that. So, you know, it's sad that people can, like, actually just say the truth and people are not allowed to.
Yeah, because I definitely pull a joke. Joking about a tuna sandwich that I wanted. I'm just a regular comedian over here. Get me a tuna sandwich, Just joking.
Remember?
Wait. Now, whether he's trying to get this street cred to further his career or because he feels inadequate as a man, I don't know. But either way, it's unacceptable.
It really
The greatest
is.
advice Wayne has ever given me, and it's a constant. It's
Now, what I mean by people need to understand and actually watch your own champions, because I liked his songs, but I seen this shit coming a million miles away. Why? Because people before him did the same thing. That's period. It's it. They come out, they're talking, it's all fun and games, and I got bars, and look how nice I am. And then it goes to, I'm tough, and I'll get you jumped, I'm fucking, and it's like, yo, dog, get on these bars and take this ass whipping and stop playing around.
Because he feels inadequate as a man,
Now, the worst thing they ever do is, they have to record everything they say, and they count on you never going back to the beginning because they know you don't really like them. They know you're only there for the quick high in the music. They know you don't give a fuck because I give a fuck about the rappers that I give a fuck about. You know how? You can hear their shit getting played on GMB TV. You can hear about the songs that I give a fuck about. Why? Because you hear them on GMB TV. You hear me talking about these people. You hear me talking about how their lyrics personally affected me and it affected others. You know what I'm saying? Anyone could do this about any artist, but every artist doesn't do this right here and destroy their own image with their own self. This man's about to destroy himself. There was no... Kendrick could have just played this and said, all right, and just had this play over for 3 minutes and say, that's my rap song.
I don't know. But either way, it's unacceptable.
It
The
really
greatest
is.
advice Wayne has ever given me, and it's a constant. It's less of advice and more of a constant reminder, which I love him so much for saying this to me. Is, you know, he's always just like, man, please be yourself. Please don't ever try and be me or anybody else.
What would you say out of your own mouth? Lil Wayne gave you some really good advice, and if you would have listened to him and didn't maybe have sex with his girl, maybe, you know, things wouldn't have happened the way it happened.
Which I love him so much for saying this to me. Is, you know, he's always just like, man, please be yourself. Please don't ever.
Now, I don't know definitely 100% if you slept with Lil Wayne girl. Now, but that is a big rumor floating around. And that's the most disrespectful thing I can ever think of a fucking human being in my life. Why? Because Lil Wayne's the guy that signed you. How is the guy that signed you, you have sex with the capo's boss? That's a fucking, like, what the fuck? What is that? That's soon as you get on. And he gave you the #1 advice. How to keep your career going forever. But that wasn't the plan, was it?
Never try and be me or anybody else.
The team dead, trust me, headshot them bomb up.
Don't ever go get tattoos. You don't have to do. You don't have to dress any different.
Dress is
different.
different.
Because, I like from the day Wayne met me to now, I haven't changed anything about myself.
Yeah, I know.
What happened?
What
You
happened?
can tell me. Wayne, why would Drake be himself when he can just pretend to be a bunch of other people? Because this is what Drake has become over these past 10 years or so. He sees a culture that has a buzz and that he has no genuine appreciation for, and attaches himself to it like a leech for clout, validation, and financial gain. He did it with the UK scene, the reggaeton scene, the Caribbean scene, and now the Atlanta scene. Nothing about this dude is authentic. Including his abs, apparently, which is hilarious. It's so funny that he hasn't addressed the fake ab thing. No one's even talking about that. How sad is the day where you have to walk into a doctor's office for your fake ab surgery? Holy shit, that's pathetic. You're one of the most successful musicians of all time, and you're going under the knife for a fake six-pack. Like, you still need more confidence? You can't believe in yourself enough to just, like, be like, well, whatever. But you know what's even more tragic than Drake's lack of self-confidence? Having your identity stolen. And that's why I'm so proud to have Aura be the sponsor of today.
Skip.
The Cha Cha remix without reaching out or anything. And then once the song started...
Oh, yeah, we gotta back that up.
And denying that it was ever inspired from this.
What about when he took Drum's song, calling it the Cha Cha remix without reaching out or anything? And then once the song started getting traction, he actually changed the name, so he didn't have to associate his success with anyone else.
Just a little shocking, but
What type of shit is that? You see someone's songs hot, catching some flame, you make up. I don't even know if he did the same beat or whatever, but that's crazy. You name a song right as a 2 weeks in, dog, that's stealing somebody's soul out their chest. You got a bigger name than this man, and you going like, come on, bro, that's crazy.
because it came out as like the Cha Cha remix.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
As is, not really Hotline Bling. At the time,
Right.
At the time,
Like
it was the Cha Cha
like
remix.
2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's just really weird. I ain't getting no reach out, no nothing, or whatever.
And then when Drum confronts him in person, instead of dealing with it like a man, he sicks his bodyguards on him like a pussy-ass supervillain.
I mean, come on, bro. That's retarded. You're literally a bigger artist. You could have literally told him like, yo, bro, that was fire. I wanted to get on it. I couldn't reach out to you in time. I had the verses ready to go. It was magic. It was like you read my mind or something. You could have lied to him or something. Throw him fucking $10,000 and said, yo, you're going to be on a song with the biggest fucking artist on the remix. Like you did to all the other guys.
Hey, somebody tell Drake to shut the fuck up about that. He never even touched me, nigga. I pressed his ass. Bodyguards, goddamn. I ain't gonna hold you. His bodyguards went to town. But his bodyguards, they not his. ass.
It just goes to show that it's always about him. I mean, how can you say you care for the culture and then have lyrics like this?
You've got my mind in a terrible place, whipped and chained like American slaves.
My mom would fly across the country to beat my ass if I ever even considered putting some shit like that in a song. What is
This is a black guy, so don't get it confused.
wrong with you? And you can't even use the excuse like, oh, you know, he's young and ignorant. He wrote this as a 36-year-old man with a child, or 3 possibly. An article written 9 years ago about how you have a 2-year-old daughter? What? I'm sorry, you don't get to make pretend rap music and then use black people as an aesthetic when it's convenient for you and say this in your music. Aubrey, I'm gonna need you to pick one. And during this Kendrick beef, Drake's made even more songs that are just as bad, if not worse. In Taylor Made Freestyle, Drake had fake Snoop Dogg say this crazy shit.
I know you never been to jail, orange jumpsuits and shower shoes. Never shot nobody, never stabbed nobody. Never did nothing violent and no one. It's the homies that empower you.
Do you realize how gross that is for a privileged Canadian child actor to tell someone from Compton that they're not hood enough because they've never shot or stabbed anyone before? The level...
And when I looked at the black guy today, the older black man, I said, who won and why? He said, cause Kendrick lied. I said, how'd you know he lied? Because, like, da-da-da-da. I said, oh, well, you know, I'm watching the same type of things, and I don't know because I haven't seen anything where, you know, anybody's saying that he lied. But that's besides the point. I said, what about, like, the bars? And he was like, yo, Kendrick's not real like that. He's a fake gangster. And I was like, what the fuck is Go Sound the Horns? Like, I'm thinking in my mind, like, what's wrong? Oh yeah, I forgot. We don't like each other really. And an outsider can tell you to hate me when I'm telling you the truth about them. Literally disrespected you in so many ways. It's crazy.
of disconnect you have to actually say that out loud and think it's good. Drake believes that shooting someone is what makes you black because his only real connection to being black is what he hears in the superficial bullshit music that he listens to.
Ooh, Lil Wayne's just too good.
Which is fine. No rational person is gonna hate on you because you were raised by white people. It's not that deep. But your lack of self-awareness and extreme levels of arrogance are what led to this public ass beating that you just took. And side note, who in their right mind would get into a rap beef with Kendrick Lamar when you're this much of a fraud? I would be...
Why he said that is because he put a picture up of Drake in fucking blackface. Now, if that's not the worst thing you can do, I get it though. He was young, he's an actor. They literally play you out and make you do stupid shit. You know? But, you know, things are choices, or maybe they're not. I don't know. I don't know that man's life behind those closed doors. But what I do know is, sound the horns. When these things are accessible to everybody, you should be a little more strategic than this. And when, you know, you're actually doing the things the rappers are accusing you of, that's easily looked up, you should fight back in a different way. Because calling someone not real in a rap battle is the stupidest shit I've ever... How many times am I gonna see this shit in a rap battle? You're not real, niggas in your hood, and dog. It's a rap battle. They're talking about who the best rapper. We're trying to make stories, punches. You know, you're expected to go hard and throw some lines out there every now and again, like you know, like he did. And it just doesn't make sense to me how people can choose someone that obviously put in massive amounts of work in playing this shit out, and then somebody that had to counter the blows and, you know, How do you say someone else is better that's not even displaying the fucking true definition of the skills? They're just throwing shit at you, and the other dude's like, yo, dog, it's already over. I already got a master plan now. Throw that right hook so I can throw the dip and the weave and the uppie, and it's over. And then I'm going to hit you again in the body anyway, and then I'm going to right hook you, and then I'm stomping you on the floor. Like, come on, dog. Like, there's so many different levels to judging things in life that the superficial has really ruled for too long in people's minds where it's bad. I expected a child to give his answers.
He's sending that dude 3 verses every month just to keep him happy. Especially when I know I'm a pervert? What's wrong with you?
When you got video footage of you at one of your concerts inviting a 17-year-old girl that does not look like no super ass grown woman, and I understand though, you're a performer, you gotta fucking, you don't get to choose who comes to your performance, and some of these young girls are not looking young so much, but she didn't look like so old, and then she tells you, and then see, he blurs it out. But the shit you did say was just like, to me, is just so suspect. It's like, what are you doing, dog? And then you're giving kisses on foreheads and shit, trying to be cute, and it's just not a good look. You know what I mean? And this is early in your career, where me personally myself, I would have told her thank you, but get down, and then chose someone that looked a little older, because you don't want to have footage like this, so men do this to you. You know what I mean? Kissing hands and shit. 3 kisses. Lucky number 3.
Wayfair helps all of us create a...
And the third thing that this horrible AI verse tells us is that you don't know anything about Kendrick Lamar, because nothing about him is trying to act hard or street at all.
From Compton, I could have easily came out and said, I did this, I did that. I done killed a whole bunch of niggas out of... But that ain't me. I'd rather talk about my reality. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather talk about something a little bit more deeper than that.
If anything,
I like Kendrick Lamar, but I don't watch a lot of dudes anymore, and I at least know that about him, and I at least seen that little interview. You are what was he thinking when he decided, I'm gonna call this man out for these things, when he's on camera saying what like that? But people will be like, nah, he ain't real. He what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this world is really, I hope people understand what I'm really doing here.
Probably done more than what he alludes to, which is the opposite of what you do, which is why this whole thing was so ironic, Mr. Tuna Bagel. And on the next song, Family Matters, Drake does the exact same thing. He does it twice in a row.
You know who really bang except my nigga YG. You know who really bang except my nigga Chuck T.
You know who really bangs the set? My nigga YG. He really bangs. Yeah, they really bang. Yeah. Black.
Imagine that. You can beat someone else in a rap battle by saying, these dudes bang, you don't really bang. But as you're saying this, everybody's looking at you like, dog, you don't really bang though. So what the fuck? At least he was around that shit. At least he was around it. He knows how to respond to it. He can at least if he did make up fucking super hard bars, at least I could believe he did it. Even if they was fake, I still could believe it. Why? Because he lived there. You don't know what the fuck he did. Where were you at? You were banging on the hard streets of Canada? Stop it. This shit is crazy, bro. And it's not, like I said, just like this man saying, why are black people defined by violence and sin? That shit's gotta stop.
People, am I standing right? Is this right? Is this cool? Am I cool? Am I strong? Am I a man? Daddy, am I a man? Daddy, am I a man? Gross. I can literally feel your insecurities seeping through the screen like a gay virus. Please get a hold of yourself and become a better person.
Sometimes, like, some of like my blackest friends can be just as as cruel on the other end, you know, by making you feel excluded, or making you feel like you can't get in on this, and some.
See, now I'm gonna stick up for him a little bit, because if you heard what he said even my blackest friends can be just as cruel. So everything he's about to say, he means the same thing about, you know, his other half. And this is why my father said, be careful when you have mixed children, because it can confuse their minds. It can make them in a very weird space in their own mind that nor you or them can understand, because they're them. You get it? They're in the middle. And they're like, fuck, I'm this, but I'm not that, because they don't, what the fuck, motherfucker. You get it? Nah, you don't get it, but let's hear it from his mouth.
Times I do feel like
let's hear him.
As cruel on the other end, you know, by making you feel excluded.
Oh, that's what it is? The exclusion. I get it.
And become a better person.
Sometimes, like, you know, some of like my blackest friends can be just as cruel on the other end, you know, by making you feel excluded, or making you feel like you can't get in on this, and sometimes I do feel like. Sometimes I don't feel celebrated when I know maybe somebody else would be celebrated for those accomplishments. You know, I don't feel like people say when Drake is the artist of the decade, I don't think anybody says, wow, a black artist is the artist of the decade. I don't think anybody says that, really. I never heard anybody say that in the last few weeks.
See, Drake, this is why so many black people refuse to acknowledge your blackness, because you'll be the one to perpetuate every single negative black stereotype, from the drugs to the violence to the misogynistic shit. But anytime there's a chance for you to speak out against any sort of injustice.
Dad, do you understand what I mean about listening to people and claiming you're a fan of them? And then when I say you're a fucking racist and you really hate my people, you'll look at me and say, what are you talking about? You want me to, you think that's all I am. And you think this shit is, it's cute. It's not. Look at what psychological effects of crowds of people opposing their will and what a false image does to people. You just don't understand the game.
Or any social issues in your music, you never do it, because you want to appeal to the widest demographic possible. You've proven over and over and over again that you'd rather be a corporation than an artist, which is fine, but you have to realize the choices that you've made and deal with them. Corporations aren't normally the ones who get embraced by the culture. Artists do. And my friend, you haven't been an artist in a long time. Most of the music you've made over this past decade